Facebook groups are dead.
I hear some version of that every single week. So let me clear this up right now. Facebook groups aren't dead. The way most people use them is, and I'm not talking about running your own Facebook group. I'm talking about leveraging other people's Facebook groups to generate a steady stream of high intent leads without fighting for attention or spending a dime on ads. And I'll prove it. Some of our highest performing traffic comes directly from Facebook groups, the same groups where people swear no one buys, where posts get ignored and engagement feels impossible. Yet we consistently generate hundreds of leads every month, and a single post can bring anywhere from 20K to 100K in revenue. So the real question isn't, are Facebook groups dead? It's, why aren't they working for you? Now, hey, and welcome back to the Business Real Talk. Now, on last week's episode, we talked all about how to offload your marketing and sales without losing your voice or conversion. So if you're stuck feeling like you're on every single sales conversation or you're bogged down by your marketing, that episode will get you back on track. And if you haven't heard it yet, you absolutely need to. But today, we're switching gears. We're talking about the strategy that turns Facebook groups into a lead gold mine. Now, last week, I was chatting with a group of women who are running ads inside of their business. Now, during this conversation, someone asked me how I was able to use Facebook groups to be able to drive my business for so long. And she was shocked when I told her that Facebook groups aren't dead, that most people were just using them wrong. So I spent the next 10 minutes breaking it all down, why Facebook groups are still incredibly effective when used correctly, and where they fit in your overall marketing strategy. See, Facebook groups can create a free and targeted traffic source that attracts the right leads, not just tire kickers. And trust me, when you learn how to use them the right way, Facebook groups become your 24/7 lead generation machine, filling your pipeline without all the manual posting and endless engagement. The problem is most people are either trying to build and nurture their own groups, sinking time and energy into engagement without seeing real sales, or they're spamming other people's groups, posting generic value, dropping links, spending endless time and resources on engagement posts. But neither of these work. Why? Because they both rely on the same broken idea that Facebook groups should be your conversion tool. That's why most people waste time engaging but never see real leads come through. Instead of using Facebook groups to sell, you should be using them as a lead gold mine, a built-in high-intent traffic source that fuels your pipeline 24/7. And when you do this correctly, everything changes. You tap into a ready-made audience that's full of your best buyers. You get in front of the right people without running ads or creating endless content. You generate a consistent stream of leads every single month. And the best part, you don't have to build, manage, or maintain your own group, or you don't have to hire a team of VAs just to try and set appointments with any person with the pulse who engages with your content. So let's break it all down so you have a lead strategy that turns Facebook groups into your own personal lead gold mine. Now, most people get caught up thinking that their lead source is the actual problem. So they start to look for where all these hidden, high quality, ready buyers are. So they hop over to LinkedIn thinking that if they just step up the platform, they'll get better leads. Or they double down on their strategy thinking more exposure equals more opportunity. Now they or their marketing team are not just creating content for Facebook and Instagram, but TikTok, Threads, and blogs too, all in hopes that if they find this hidden gem, that VIP bottle service only space, that premium clients are hanging out at. But you'll hear me say it again and again. Premium clients are everywhere. It's a complete fallacy that you have to find the right place or the right space to find these clients. Heck, I've actually signed premium clients in line at the grocery store. And my client, she signed a huge corporate deal on TikTok. My other client built a 500K business using just in-person networking. And then there's my client who created a raving fan base, just guest blogging on other relevant blogs. So if you walk away from this episode with one thing, it's this, that premium clients are everywhere. And it's your ability to understand who your hottest and most ready to buy clients are, those who need zero convincing because they're actively seeking a solution and have made it their biggest priority. And two, having a message that speaks directly to those gold standard clients. This is what allows you to shine a spotlight in any room, or in this case, any group, and find high intent gold standard clients. So instead of complaining that there are no good leads in Facebook groups, ask yourself if you understand who your gold standard clients are and exactly what they're looking for so you can speak directly to their needs. If the answer is no, stop blaming every strategy or tactic that you're trying because you don't understand this first and foremost. Because I promise you this, with over 10 million groups as of 2022 and over 1.8 billion people using them every single month, I can promise you that your premium clients are there. So now that we understand that's the first piece of the puzzle, now we need to understand how we use content, because it's no surprise that content is absolutely how we can drive traffic. Now, there are two types of content, and one of them is wildly underutilized. There's reactive and proactive content. Now let's break them down. So first, let's start with reactive content. This is where you leverage demand that already exists. Think about the Facebook groups where people ask questions like, hey, I need a website designer, any recommendations? Or I invested in a business coach, but I'm not seeing the results I want. Is this actually the way that I need to go? Every day, people are already asking questions like this, which means your opportunity is to react. And before you even say it, I know there might already be hundreds of comments, but this is an opportunity for you, because when you understand your unique and innovative approach, you can now position yourself in a way where you don't get lost in the noise, which means you're no longer competing. You're the only one seen in hundreds of comments. Now, I have a client, Kiara, shout out to her because I'm sure she's listening, who built out an entire business model just using reactive content. Why? Because it works. But here's what people miss about reactive content. You have two opportunities already built in. Number one, there's built-in demand. These are the people who are already actively looking for a solution. So you're not convincing them. You're stepping in with the right answer. Also, it's not just about the person that's asking. See, what you don't understand is everyone else that's lurking and seeing those responses too. Many of my highest paying clients never even commented on my posts. They just read what I said in a reactive comment, checked out my profile, and messaged me. Heck, I landed a $30,000 client just doing that. She saw my response to someone else's question, checked out my content, and reached out. No convincing, no back and forth, just instant trust. And this happens all the time. People tell me, hey, I searched for XYZ and your name kept coming up. Everything you said was gold. That's the power of reactive content. It positions you as the authority in your space with minimal effort. So spending 15 to 20 minutes a day on reactive content can build your authority, your traffic, and your lead flow fast. Don't underestimate this. Now, let's look at what I call proactive content. This is the content you create without responding to someone directly. So you start the conversation, your social posts, your videos, your thought leadership pieces. This is where most people focus, but they struggle because it's not relevant, it's not disruptive, and it sounds like what everyone else is saying. So let me be real with you. If no one is engaging with your content, it's not because of the algorithm. It's because your content isn't answering a deep desire, filling a gap, or shifting perspectives. If your content sounds like what everyone else is saying, you'll get ignored. You need a method. You need disruptive ideas, and you need to speak in a way that makes people say, oh my gosh, I've never thought about that before. When you do that, proactive content builds authority while your reactive content pulls in immediate demand. This is why content without a strategy is just wasted effort. Most people are posting based on inspiration. Oh, I feel like talking about this today. But content should drive a decision. Every single piece should move your audience towards a clear yes or no. Do they want to work with you or not? If you don't have a high intent client strategy, a unique methodology that makes you stand out, a way to communicate so that people say, where have you been all my life? Then let's fix that. Head on over to easyesleads.com/call to book your call now. Now, let's break it all down. We talked about how Facebook groups can be a goldmine for leads, but it's important for you to understand that the purpose of using these groups isn't just about generating conversions within the group. Your real opportunity lies in knowing how to use these groups as traffic drivers, pushing people outside the group to your own world. And yes, it's much more than getting into these Facebook groups and posting content. The formula is simple. Step one, high intent clients. We already talked about this, but it begins all with your understanding of who your high intent clients are. These are the people who are already searching for solutions just like yours and are ready to make decisions. Your message needs to speak directly to them. This is the foundational piece of the lead gold mine formula. Next is having content that drives demand. So once you've identified your high intent clients, the next step is to develop a content strategy that creates demand and attracts those people into your world. So whether you're using reactive, aka responding to a need, or proactive content, leading the conversation, it needs to be intentional about driving traffic and guiding people towards a decision. This content should be strategically crafted to help your ideal clients find and engage with you quickly. Now, the third and final piece is having a conversion funnel. I call this the decision map. Now, everything we talked about so far is all about the traffic, but then it's about what do we do with the traffic that we've created? Now, in this case, what we want to be able to do is leverage your profile as a source to be able to convert that traffic, creating a space to convert the traffic that you've driven in. Now, here's where the magic happens. Your profile is not just a page with random information about you. It's designed specifically to turn curious visitors into leads fast. There's no digging, no confusion. As soon as someone clicks your profile, it's clear where they need to go to take that next step. This is how we get leads to sell themselves. Now, this process of turning any space into a decision map means that people can meet you in a Facebook group, enter your world, and become an easy yes client, all because you've given them a proverbial treasure map when they enter your world. No distractions, no detours, no waiting for you to hold their hand. It's a guided map that leads to the fastest and easiest yes. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't explain how to apply this in the two different phases. We're going to start with the growth phase. Now, in your growth phase, you're just building this predictable system for bringing in clients. At this point, your primary goal should be driving traffic to a simple profile funnel, using content to both drive people to your profile and having strategic content set up on your profile to convert that traffic into clients. This is simple. The best part about it is you're not creating tons of content. The same content strategy that you're using to bring in new leads into your world is the same content that you're using to convert that traffic as well. This process is less about automation and more about predictable, human-driven systems. Now, once you've entered the scaling phase, you've mastered that growth phase. You have a steady flow of leads. You move into that scaling phase because this is where things get more exciting. Now you've got the demand coming in, so you need to be able to create a process that doesn't rely on you as the sole driver of every decision. So you need to speed up that process and automate. That's when systems like our bingeable sales process comes into play. Your mini series that indoctrinates your leads and converts them without you having to manually chase every single one. Now, at this stage, your conversion funnel is automated and you're leveraging systems to manage and scale demand that's coming in. So we work with our clients in both phases, either creating the content system that allows their leads to sell themselves by driving traffic and then converting traffic with a simple decision map, or using an automated system for scaling businesses, where we use an automated bingeable decision system to convert the leads that we're bringing in. The power behind our approach is that this is a leveraged system, meaning that you're not actually tied to a single platform or tactic. It's a strategy that's rooted in psychological process of decision making. We've had clients apply this approach to their perfect match strategy, from TikTok to blogs to Instagram to in-person networking and even podcasting, because when you have leverage, the strategy works around you rather than you working around the strategy. This is the power behind the EasyS method, guys. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do and why I want to help you build leverage systems that get your leads to sell themselves. So let's break it down, because there are three critical things that need to happen. Number one is win your market. We are not in the business of competing or convincing, because if you don't know how to communicate your unique and innovative approach to solving a major gap in the market, you're always going to be chasing leads. So the first step we take with our clients is helping them develop an innovative methodology that makes people say, how have I never seen this before? Thank you for this. When you nail this, you'll attract clients who are eager to pay 5 to 10 times more for what you offer. Now, the second piece of the puzzle is a bingeable decision system. This is where we use our mirror decision-making process to allow your leads to sell themselves using an automated approach. Now, again, the great thing about this is whether you're in the growth stage or scaling stage, we've created systems that allow you to create a bingeable pre-selling system. This is how you get leads to sell themselves using the Netflix effect. The third and final step is getting world-class results for your clients at scale, because the reality is you're not building a here today and gone tomorrow business. You need to be able to have the scalable delivery systems that allow your clients to get world-class results at scale, who become your biggest advocates, shouting your name from the rooftops and becoming your best sales team. This is the core of the EasyS method and why I'm so passionate about this, because I truly believe that a sustainable and scalable business is one that's built around knowing how to get your leads to sell themselves. So if you're ready to learn how the EasyS method can be applied inside of your business, I want to invite you to take the next step and book your growth optimization call. You and I will sit down, look at your business and your goals for growth, and I'll share with you if I believe the EasyS method can be helpful to you. So if you're ready to do that, head on over to easysleads.com/call. But if you're new around here, welcome. We're so excited to have you here, and what a great episode to get started on. If you want to learn a little bit more about how we use the Netflix effect to get our leads to sell themselves, I want to invite you to check out our free bingeable mini series where we break down the exact steps behind this. You can check it out now by heading on over to thenetflixeffect.com to binge the series now. As always, we'd love and appreciate it if you could take just one moment out of your already busy day to rate, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. But until next time, here's to keeping it real.